Welcome everyone to VR Jungle a Havoc podcast. This is your host, Gerald C. And a little fun fact today, this is my third time doing this because I lost Wi-Fi, and then when I just jumped right back into it, and I noticed that I did like half the show and nothing was going the way it should have. So that was really interesting and fun lesson to learn. So the game that I'm going over today is a known game in the VR world, which is called Pavlov. And the significance about this game is that it is now going to be Pavlov Shack, which is going to be allowing Quest users to play the game, which, as me being a Quest user, it is a high importance for me. And it was very highly recommended to try this game out as well. And a cool esports havoc fun fact is that we are actually trying to integrate a new team in from the Pavlov community, which would be underneath the Havoc organization. And so more for that to come. You can go check out their names on the website, esportshavoc.com. So before I really jump into this, I want to kind of give a quick review of my own opinion on this game. And what I've seen so far is definitely a wow factor for this game. It plays way different than any first-person shooter game that is kind of similar. So like Onward and like Contractor, stuff like that. This game, all in all, out of those three, is by far now my favorite. Just by smoothness, the just picking up the game alone and understand where things are was like a little more understanding than what I've seen in the past. And just picking up a gun and be able to just transfer the magazine from gun and reload as fast as possible without any kind of lag between there was definitely a huge benefit and a huge thing that I really enjoyed about this game. So as always, before I get into depths, if you guys want to check out anything with VR Sports Havoc, here is our link tree. I will have all these descriptions in on YouTube on here as well. So we got the main website, our Discord if you want to come hang out with everyone. We got our store. We got our social medias. This video, if you are missing this live feed, it will be pushed to YouTube, so you can then rewatch it as many times as you want or catch up on any other VR Jungle podcasts that happened in the past. And if you are an audio listener that is in the vehicle a lot and don't want to keep your eyes off the road and all that fun jazz, then you can catch the audios on all of major podcast platforms. And before I really dive into it, this is another thing I want to go over, is if you are interested in Population 1 or play Population 1, we are doing a solos tournament for the anniversary event. It was going to be hosted in Havoc server. Well, there has been some dynamic changes within our organization. So Complete Guarantee from Arc League, which used to be Mob Toyco, is now going to be hosting it on their server. And the reason why I have this pulled up is because the winner of that solos tournament in Population 1 will receive a jersey of Havoc with their name on it, any number they want, any type of flag that is valued at $65. So everyone that's part of that, if you're not part of it, go sign up, and best of luck to all of the players. So here, it was kind of weird trying to find a trailer. I found a lot of really good fan trailers. Were pretty well put together, which I almost picked one over showing this one. But this one comes from VR Trailer and Clips, and it also said official trailer, so it seemed like this was the right one to use. But definitely, if you just have free time, go check out some of those fan-made trailers. They're actually pretty good. Alrighty. So hopefully this is a little better than my other one because, wow, I don't know what was happening. And so I'm going to go with this one. If the audio and everything's bad, then I don't know. It's just not my day. But here's the trailer. So all you're seeing here, I will go over more in depth when I show my gameplay of what's basically going on in this trailer. So a lot to do in this game. A lot of solo gameplay, a lot of multiplayer gameplay. Some really nice maps. And then it showed a little glimpse of what the zombies kind of looked like. Kind of gave a sneak peek. I don't know at the time when this came out if that was kind of a big thing or not. Alrighty. And as always, since I kind of push more stuff towards people going to side quest games, I believe this was in side quest. And I know side quest for a while used to have connectors between App Labs and side quest. So the cool thing about side quest is not only do you get to see what's within the actual side quest downloads that you can only find on side quest, but they also do things within Oculus App Labs. So I really think that's cool that they aren't kind of like, hey, we're pushing a certain dynamic just because it's Oculus whatsoever. So it's kind of cool that you can go and get games that are also on App Labs, and that's where Pavlov is. So definitely still recommend SideQuest, checking it out if you're a new listener. It has a whole bunch of free games on here, huge library, more than you're probably going to see on the Oculus Store, and hardly ever will you see a free game in Oculus Store. So definitely check it out. I do have sidequest.com /downloads here. It basically teaches you everything you need to know to get started on downloading all these games here. So let's move over to typing in Pavlov. So you go to each game, you can click on, you can find anything about it. Usually they have a trailer here, but it doesn't seem like they had a full trailer. I don't even know if the one I found was a community-made one or if it was an actual one made by the company. But so they have a video of this YouTuber right here, basically showing how he enjoyed it, and he labeled it as the best FPS on Oculus Quest. And he's basically saying it's free. Shows you ratings, shows you updates on what they're working on, what the past revision was bringing out to the community. It shows you where their social at, Patreon, and so you can tiers of level of help them make the. And also, there's a whole bunch of Discord communities out there, and as you can, for the most part, you can. Alrighty, now let's go ahead and move over to the website. Like I said before, there's the original Pavlov that you can still get on. And then you have the new Pavlov Shack here that is beta right now, released. And like the after the success of Pavlov VR 2017 on Steam, and has since grown from a single developer to a small studio which continues to expand. We pride ourselves on being on the bleeding edge of VR game design despite the company's young age. Bankrupt Games is a 100% self-funded studio with David Valery, sorry, names all the time, being the sole investors and owner, with the direct intent to fully expand the company into a largely staffed studio and cultivated some of the most talented staff in their respective fields. And as you go down here, you can also see that if you're interested in this kind of stuff, they actually have positions that they are available. I think this is the first time I've seen on an actual gaming website that they show careers. So if you're want to dabble in this world, or you're getting ready to go out of, check these out. You might find something that would suit. As I said, there is their Discord, social media, and Reddit. So from here, I'm gonna go over kind of the gameplay. And like I said, I really hope this audio is good. I can still see that I'm having a lot of tracking issues. I don't know what's going on with my computer today. Since the Wi-Fi went out, it's been lovely. Alrighty, so I'm doing a little different. Instead of how I was switching through everything, I'm actually put together the whole entire reel of videos, and I'm just going to kind of talk as it goes through. So as you can see, this is going to be 10 minutes. They might be shorter, they might be longer than others, but here's the first little spiel. And show this video first because this was a very fun experience. Like, you get to meet some very interesting people that do, and this was actually me kind of not being the nicest.
Hey, don't shoot me, don't shoot me, I come in peace, I come in peace. Hey! Hey, brother.
What's up?
Come here, give me a hug.
How's it going?
How you doing, buddy?
So as you can see, I just took out my knife and stabbed him right in the neck without him knowing it. Alright, so I just had to show that because I thought it was pretty interesting that just doing that in general made my night, kind of cracked me up. And so basically this is a gun that I just picked up, and this is the gun range that you can play all sorts of weapons. As you can see, the graphics and the shooting mechanics and basically the tracking of where you're shooting the gun is pretty smooth. And not only this, but you can put on attachments yourself, you can put on silencers, you can throw grenades, you can shoot bazookas, and just you can really feel for a weapon that you want here. And just kind of just have a good time messing around shooting with these targets. All sorts of fun. You can see how fast the reload is on that. I don't think I've ever felt a reload on a game like that, like specific like this. Like, it's for some reason to me in my mental brain playing the game, I just felt like it was just like a sleight of hand, just kind of reflex that was really smooth. And I think this is the only one I played with. I think I did this one, showed a little bit of basically what's going on the wall. And the kick is pretty realistic. Like, I know a lot of people have been playing this game with like a haptics, and there's pretty much the wall. And then yeah, I switched right over this. So the cool thing about this is not only can you play standardized modern weapons, this is World War II gun range, and this is me shooting a big old bazooka. And then here's all the grenades are about the same, no matter what genre you're on. But you can see that when you throw it, they're pretty realistic grenades, and I thought this was hilarious. I just threw that bazooka and it was just spinning, and I think people were laughing about that on my stream. And yeah, and there's all the old school weapons if you like that. They actually have game modes where you can play Team Deathmatch modern weapons or use World War II weapons. And just like any other thing, you can see how just picking up a weapon, doesn't matter, even if you never really shot a gun in real life, that it's all of them are pretty smooth and very realistic, and that's what I really liked about this game in general, is just solely on the smoothness and the ability to do things without that weird lag that sometimes you get from your headset. Like, maybe not computing as well because maybe they didn't do a really good job transferring it from PC VR to Oculus.
Just blow up when you throw them.
And then this right here is called the Kill House.
Well, this new gun, I haven't played with this.
And you just run through a whole entire maze and see how fast you can do, see how many times you can shoot people in the head with the targets. And so as you can see, I'm just going right through it. And for a hot minute, someone told me that I guess a world record shooting every target and just running through it is 17 seconds. I think the fastest I got was 24 seconds. But you can just see, just going through this and this shooting is just very, you don't really have to snap. And also, the one thing I wanted to say about this, a lot of VR games that I maybe haven't checked in the settings, but this one has a virtual stock. And so basically what that means is it actually finds where you're at as if you're using a stock from like ProTube or something like that, which I really like. The only thing about the virtual stock, sometimes when you stick it too close to your head, it kind of gets too up close into your eye. So moving on from the Kill House, this is zombies. Now, so far what I've heard is that if you want to play zombies, you have to find someone that has a private server that can load this for you. I guess offline is kind of buggy, so playing this on a private server is a little smoother. And I don't know too much about that, but But and it was kind of weird. These weren't just like shoot a zombie in the head one time and they die type of deal. It was like two tapping them every time. And it did get pretty intense. Like, and I really didn't know what I was doing once I used a pistol for the whole entire time until I finally found a rifle. But still, it got a little crazy. So definitely fun. I didn't like the fact that I had a two tapping them in the head because, you know, in any movie or anything you watch, you just shoot them in the head once and they're gone. So right here I have a little bit of gameplay. This was funny. This is right when I came into the map.
Oh shit.
Just like these kids in this game sometimes, because you load into these private lobbies. I'm gonna turn down this volume really quick so I can hear myself think. So you have these private lobbies, and you don't really know who you're joining into unless you have like your whole bunch of your friends that are playing. But sometimes you do get a lot of screaming underage people that the maturity level isn't really there. It's gonna happen in any game that you're in. But sometimes they get pretty creative. Like first start of the game, he comes up, doesn't know how to use his gun, and shoots himself in the head, which was pretty comical. But you can see the gameplay now, like streaming this, playing this, reloading it, finding people. It is like I just I really love this. I'll probably continue playing this game and maybe even try and compete into it underneath, you know, the Pavlov team if they accept me. You know, they might be way better than what I play. The only thing that I didn't really like is that the spawning situation. The spawning situation was kind of weird. Like, sometimes you'll be right on top of people, which I really didn't like because it's just like, oh, I just died. Boom, spawned right in front of a whole bunch of people.
Oh wow.
And that was a grenade that just blew me up. And, you know, it seems like it does have certain splash damage. And, like, I think, a lot of people, the meta right now is AK-47, what I hear from a lot of people, just because it can one-tap someone right in the head. I don't like the AK-47 just because you can't put any type of optic on it. And you can trade off kills. There's one funny moment that people told me not to kill someone and they blew up. I think it is in this video. But for the most part, I think if you understand VR and understand the mechanic of weapons, you can pretty much jump right into playing this against people. Ow. If not, then, you know, they have the gun ranges, they have the kill houses, just kind of figure out your own tone of the game. And so, it depends on who sets the server up, but sometimes they go 15 minutes, sometimes they'll set it for an hour and just let it ride off. You just have people come and go as they please. But you can see, like, these are people that I'm killing that are just spawning in and aren't really figuring out what they're doing yet. I don't know how I got killed by a pistol there. But yeah. But the thing that is interesting as well is that as you're playing, your health doesn't regenerate. I believe that once your health is deplenished, it stays deplenished, and that's why sometimes you will get tapped like randomly. Like, how in the heck did I just die from that? Like right here, I put so many bullets in them, and somehow that pistol, I feel like only hit me one time. So this one is called Containers. I think there's only one map I didn't like, which is the bridge. It's just like you're both on two different sides of the bridge and just going constantly at each other, which I didn't find interesting. Oh, here, these people just, watch this. I think he just blows up. Yeah. He just blows right up. Like, where did that grenade even come from? So you do see some pretty funny stuff in here sometimes. So yeah, if you played games like this, you can find it either on SideQuest, or you can, I believe since it is an App Lab game, you can search it within Oculus library. But still, I highly recommend checking out SideQuest. I do think that this is the ending of it. So basically, all I want to say is thanks for watching this one. If this one was bad, I'm sorry. My internet was super messed up, and my second video was lagging really good. So I hope this audio and everything turned out pretty well. Coming up, I do have a podcast on Thursday, which is tomorrow. So be ready for that one. This one is with someone within the Gun Raiders dev group, which is Joanne. And then on Sunday, I still have to confirm, but I believe I will be having on the CEO of NEPA and go over and talk about up-and-coming events with that. If you have any recommendations for this, about making this podcast better, if you are a dev and you want me to play your game on Tuesday and do a Wednesday podcast and then meet up with me on Sunday, I'm totally down for that. I love stringing things together. I eventually want to get to, play Tuesday, podcast Wednesday, have a dev on from that game on Sunday. I think that'd be a really cool dynamic scene, having viewers kind of see that whole week work that way. Just kind of wrap things up. This was Shav Pavlov. That was a horrible mistake. This is Pavlov Shag. That was my bad. If you like Population 1, go over to Arc League, used to be called Mob Toyco, do the solo tournament, have a chance to win a Havoc jersey. And other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and have a good rest of your week, and I'll see most of you all tomorrow.